For some, seeing one of these enormous hairy creatures can seem like a scene from a horror film or a nightmare. Its size alone may fill one with terror. Tarantulas are considered to be the biggest spider species in the world and can reach the size of a dinner plate. There are several different types of tarantula, and they come in a wide range of shapes, colors, and sizes. There are more than 800 known species, and scientists are finding new ones all the time.
They'll just walk on you because they don't know me from a piece of wood.
Most people would prefer to stay as far away as possible from hairy monsters like the Goliath, but tarantula expert Rick West is not like most people. The tarantula is truly the king of the spiders. It's a skilled hunter and a tough survivor, able to do well in almost every climate and landscape. These ancient hunters are the products of 25 million years of evolution, which has made them master predators, perfectly adapted to their habitats. The biggest and baddest of them all is the Goliath. It can grow to over 30 centimeters wide, with fangs up to 5 centimeters long. This huge spider makes its home in the remote rainforests of French Guiana, and that's where Rick West must go to find it. West is one of the world's leading tarantula experts, and his interest in the giant spiders often takes him from his home in British Columbia, Canada, to some of the most far-off and inaccessible places on the planet. He's come to French Guiana in search of the Goliath. Over the years, Rick has become a great supporter of tarantulas and has devoted much of his time to explaining them to people worldwide. He feels that they need his support since people are often biased against them, despite having no reason to be afraid.
They have had a bad rap. They've been maligned in horror movies. These are the things that as we've come up through our years watching television, science fiction movies, it's always the thing that creeps out of the shadow and goes for the jugular. And it does. It creeps people out and gives them the wrong impression.
In his search for these huge spiders, Rick often goes into locations where most of us wouldn't dare to step.
There's a cave here in French Guiana. It is primordial. As you enter down into this dark cavern and look backwards into the light, the vines are hanging down at the entrance, and you know there's snakes in there. You can hear the bats starting to swirl around as you enter the cave. You just don't know where they are, so that creeps you out. It's one of those compelling things. I have to go in to see what's in there.
At last he sees what he's come for, a tarantula burrow. There could be a good-sized spider in there, so he approaches it cautiously.
I didn't see a tarantula in it. I don't know what kind it is until I get it out, so... Wait a minute. Let's come out the back. There's a hole in the back here. It's just on the back wall. Maybe I can tease it out. Oh, there it is, there it is. I don't know if I can get it. That's a big spider. This is Ephebopus rufescens. It's a tarantula that lives both in burrows in the ground as well as on cliff faces and in trees. And it's a new species.
West actually helped to identify this particular type of tarantula on an earlier trip to French Guiana, but now he's looking for Goliath tarantulas, so this one can go back to its burrow while he continues his search. Finding a Goliath tarantula in this dense jungle is far from an easy task.
It's like barbed wire out there. I mean, there's some places where it's almost impossible to break through. You're always tripping over things. There's razor grass. There's a lot of things in there that will cut and scrape you.
If West finally locates a Goliath tarantula, he'll face a whole new set of dangers. Besides its fangs, the Goliath has some other very impressive weapons. A tarantula's body is covered with tiny hairs, but the barbed hairs that cover its abdomen, called urticating hairs, can be dangerous. When threatened, many tarantula species will launch these barbed hairs into the air, directing them towards potential attackers. These hairs can sink deep into the skin, eyes or nose of any animal that comes too close, causing a great deal of pain and irritation. As night falls on the rainforest, West's search for the Goliath continues. The jungle at night would frighten most people, but for West, night is a wonderful time to be in the jungle.
Jungle at night, it's something where it's electric for me. You go into the jungle and you hear little noises, skitters in the leaf litter, and I'm telling you, it's a rush.
After searching most of the night, West finally finds what he's looking for, a Goliath.
This is a beautiful female. She is a monster. This is Theraphosa blondae. It's the world's largest tarantula and the world's largest spider. She's got to have a leg span of about 10 inches across. Just have to slow her down here. Okay. Unless you really do something to injure it or to scare it, they'll just walk on you. I'm not frightened at all by having a spider that size on my back. She's got a lot of urticating hairs on the abdomen. If she were to use her rear legs and scrape those hairs off her abdomen, they'd get into my skin and cause great irritation. So I'm just going to let her go.
Nighttime is when the Goliath is most active. They're ambush predators, which means that they will make a trap for their prey and then wait for a victim to fall into it. In the case of the Goliath, the trap is made of silk. Near the entrance to its burrow, the tarantula carefully lays its silk down. When the unsuspecting creature steps on the silk string, the string moves slightly and acts as a tripwire, which lets the Goliath know prey has come within range. Then the Goliath attacks. Even though Goliath spiders have 8 eyes like most spiders, they have weak eyesight. They often don't actually see their prey, but instead feel that the animal or insect is there when slight movements travel across their sensitive hairs. It's only a matter of time before some unfortunate creature wanders near the Goliath's trap. This time it's a floor mouse. It's like ringing a dinner bell for the hungry predator. The Goliath's venom works quickly, and the mouse has no chance against this master predator. For most people, the tarantula's bite is no worse than a bee sting. According to researchers, there's never been a confirmed human death from a tarantula bite. Despite its bad rap, the tarantula is not a killer of humans. As West watches, he prepares to wrap up for the night. He must go back to Canada to share his story. Perhaps knowing the facts about tarantulas can help turn human fears into fascination with the king of the spiders.